Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is good.
Cool.
So what do we want to tell people?
Number 1, the good news. This is ready. It's been out for a week. They can get it on Amazon.
Underground Theory Volume 2. It's now available.
KDP or on Kindle. There will be an EPUB available soon and a PDF on the website. We can tell them that.
Oh, I mean, we're rolling.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
okay, well, you didn't say action.
We cannot do direct revolution, but the only way to lay the foundation for it is to do what you are doing to move the underground. It's a theoretically correct title.
Welcome to Theory Underground, a place for workers with earbuds who are tired of letting others read and think on their behalf, slipstreaming our way into an understanding of the situation that short circuits the deadlocks of our moment.
What's up,
Okay, hi. Hey, so we have a new anthology out. Look at this sexy book. All glossy, shiny. It's thicker than the last one a little bit.
Yeah, you can kind of see here like the difference. Volume 1, Volume 2, baby. Mm-hmm. So yeah, Underground Theory Volume 2 is out. And as Ann was saying, it's you can get it through Kindle. We got amazing original pieces by Slavoj Žižek, Benjamin Studebaker, Daniel
Rose,
Jan S. Brenner,
Chris Catrone. There's some good stuff in here. I'm really proud of how this turned out, and I'm just really appreciative of everyone who contributed. And I think it looks pretty dang good.
We're starting to receive pictures from authors who've received their texts.
Who received their copies, so that's exciting.
If you are an author who receives a copy, or if you're just someone who ordered it and you're excited about your copy, go ahead and have someone take a picture of you holding it, and I guess you could do a selfie, and then send it to us. And then as long as you're okay with us spreading that around, we might put it on the Instagram story or somewhere else like that.
Yeah, so that's the good news.
And then we have a really exciting thing that we're going to say about a piece in this volume. It's some special news, but we'll come back to that after the bad news.
Yes, we'll end on a high note, but the bad news is that the Charlie Kirk anthology On the Left's Response to Charlie Kirk, which was supposed to come out the same day as Underground Theory, is not available to the public.
Still not available.
Why is that?
It got blocked, and we didn't know why it got blocked. I had obviously my suspicions as to why it was blocked. A lot of people had their suspicions. It's interesting, a lot of people just assume it must be artificial intelligence shadow banning controversial names, such as the name of Charlie Kirk, somebody at a publishing conference who's high up in the KDP world said it's almost guaranteed that any and all Kirk discourse post-assassination has been blocked, which some people are not surprised by. Some people are very sort of just like, oh yeah, well, that's the reality. But I personally find that a little outrageous and troubling, and I can't get over it.
The independent self-publishing platform.
It's the one. And then people who are like, oh, well, why don't you use a different one? It's like, well, yeah, why don't you go use Blue Sky for social media?
Yeah, it's like,
come on.
We're going to look at our options, because that's another anthology that I'm really proud of, that there's really great pieces in there that we want people to be able to hold a physical, tangible book, like version of it. But yeah, it's been a weird thing. We submit the book, and for whatever reason in the back of my mind, I thought, what if they don't let us publish this? And then they're like, your book has been blocked because what? It may cause customer dissatisfaction. And then 2 days later, they're like, actually, we reviewed the contents of this book, and it has caused customer dissatisfaction. I'm like, what customers? You blocked the book. And then 2 days after that, they send us another email saying your KDP account has been suspended because you published a book with offensive content. And we're like, again,
that violates their terms and conditions and their community guidelines, which is not true. It does not violate anything. And so I sent a response asking them, what does it violate? They're like, just read it. And I'm like, no, but what does it I want to comply. What does it actually
show
violate?
us the parts of the book.
And they won't.
So it's an interesting thing.
Yeah, in fact, they said that to show us which parts it violates, would compromise them. I forget the exact wording that they used, and I'll put it up on the screen after the fact, but they actually said that it would be sensitive data for them to actually tell us what it was. So imagine that you are getting written up at work for some kind of a violation, but then you ask what the violation was so that you can make sure not to do it again. And they say that that would be a sensitive breach of their data.
We can't tell you that.
Sorry.
You did something wrong, but we're not going to tell you what you did wrong. It's like, okay. So that's the status with the Kirk anthology. Like we said before, we're going to look at alternatives to see what else it does exist out there for getting a physical book out.
Yeah, it's just not going to have the reach. The reach, I don't personally care too much about, the 500 people who are guaranteed to buy it because we put it out there. I know 500 people will buy it because we put it out there, but that's people who are already going to buy what we put out. The issue is that there's another 3 to some million people who would buy it if they searched Charlie Kirk criticism on Amazon. And it's specifically because it would be on Amazon. It's not, that's why it's like, it is the direct publishing platform. It's not a platform. And we've received a few people who are salty, who think that this is hypocritical, who think that it's ironic, who think, oh yeah, haha, look, you guys won't boycott Amazon, but now look at what's happening. And it's like, that's not ironic, actually. That's to be expected. I also drive on highways and pay taxes. And the people who are all upset that we use Amazon are also upset that it's an exploitative company or that it backs genocides or something like that. And it's like, I also pay taxes and drive on highways and have insurance on my car. I don't know what to tell you.
We use the things and the tools and the technologies that are at our disposal.
Yeah.
We use the tech for such a small operation where it's like Dave runs Theory Underground. I do all of the book editing in terms of formatting and stuff. Could we reach out to actual publishers? Yeah, we could. Could we do it in a more official way? Yeah, we could. But we're busy people.
Yeah.
We want to get these out as soon as possible. They still look like great books. They're easily accessible to people all over the world. We were able to send author copies to people in Finland and in Canada and in Mexico, through Amazon for a very affordable price for the authors. And that's just not something that we can feasibly do right now. We're reaching out to other publishers.
Right. Well, I've had someone say, a few people, oh, you guys are getting gouged on royalties. You guys would get better royalties if you were going with someone else. And that's true. In fact, I can think of people we know who are involved with Revel Press, and, we would get much better royalties if we were to, say, publish through them. Not that they offered, and not that I think that they would necessarily want to publish a book that is critiquing mostly the left on its response to Charlie Kirk. But as there are people there that we respect who are doing cool work. And all I'm saying is higher royalties, but shorter reach and more middlemen you have to communicate with anyway. And so all of these people who keep pushing for the indie publishing approach, it's like, yeah, we as the most slim, streamlined, and DIY team doing this kind of stuff, and not that anyone's really doing this kind of stuff, we just want to be able to cut out middlemen and have reach. Like, that is the main thing. Like, the model that keeps us going does not rely on sales of books. The point is getting books to people so that they can get interested in our concepts, interested in our thinkers, interested in becoming members at TU, interested in also following other people who we are promoting by giving them platform, by publishing them. The point, reaching out to new people and getting their attention and going, hey, we're doing something cool over here. It's not about making a living off of the royalties. None of us are getting anything from the royalties except for an hourly pay to be able to do more copy editing.
Yeah. The royalties pay for me to do more books in the future. So that's, I guess, what we want to say about the status of the Charlie Kirk anthology and addressing just some of the responses and suggestions. It's like, we're figuring it out. We're going to do it our way. the pieces will be made available to the public one way or another.
The good news,
But ending on our high note, yeah,
is something we'll do when we come back right after this.
Hate to interrupt, but we would be remiss to not share an advertisement from our sponsors. And we're not sponsored by any corporate or state entities other than ourselves. So I'll just tell you a little bit about some of the past courses and the ongoing courses here at TU. Because if any of them sound exciting to you, well, you can access all of them by becoming a subscriber. That's right, subscribers make all of this possible. Subscribers get access to the course I taught on Martin Heidegger's Being and Time, as well as the course that I taught the first half of last year, Emmanuel Levinas's Totality and Infinity. I've also taught critical media theory and critical doxology and Timenergy with my wife, Anne Snellgrove McKerracher, who is the co-host on What's Right. Also, you would get access to the course I taught at the university, 3 semesters worth, on Intro to Critical Social Theory and Socioanalysis. But also, we've had lots of other great professors teach. Every one of these courses comes out of an overarching research project. There's a real driving force, mission, and agenda to the research going on at TU because we want to understand the situation for the sake of large-scale structural change focused on the good life. What does that actually mean? If you really want to go deep, obviously, these courses are something you could spend the better part of a year binging while at work. Ongoing courses that come out on a monthly basis are the Fundamental Problems and Core Concepts at TU with yours truly, also my seminar, Philosophy of Nature with Nina Power, the Benjamin Studebaker seminar, as well as his course, The 12 Political Theorists. We've got some really exciting stuff coming down the line. The only way to make this all possible and really deepen your knowledge and familiarity with all of these different things is to become a subscriber today at http://theoryunderground.com/subscribe.
And we're back.
Oh, wait. Say that again.
We're back.
And we're back. Okay, so this book, like 2 days before the publication date, we received, well, actually, Dave sent me a screenshot of the Theory Underground Venmo account with a deposit for $4,669. And I'm over here I was like, huh? I'm like, is this a tax thing? I was so confused. I was like, where is this money coming from? And it was just sent from a bunch of random letters and numbers.
The name of the sender was a bunch of letters.
Yeah. And so I'm like, is this some class action lawsuit that one of us applied for in the last 5 years? Like, I had no, that was where my brain went first. And then we check the Theory Underground email address, and there is an email from, the Otium Kings.
Right. Yeah, the Otium Kings, the Scholé Kings. They go by both, and then I'm trying to find the actual screenshot here. Where is it? Yeah, we'll keep talking.
Yeah, so basically saying, I can actually find here the exact email that they sent, because it made it into the anthology. Long story short, they sent us this donation with a short email basically saying, hi, we are a European collective of thinkers and intellectuals who've been following Theory Underground for years. And we have this piece that we would really like you to read and to be published in the anthology, and we know that it's so last minute, so take this donation as a bonus, I suppose, for the extra work that comes from publishing a piece this late in the process, and use it for your midwife.
Right. So whoever they are, they knew that we were stressed going through the whole, hey, good news. We're expecting, we're going to be parents. And so, But
that just comes with extra
costs. Yeah. Trying to find a midwife is not cheap. And so, the prices have just gone up and up and up as it becomes a tighter and more regulated market. And as the cost of living has gone up for those midwives, obviously. So Yeah, so this actually covers the rest of the cost that we had. It's totally amazing. $4,669. I just keep thinking about that number, and I'm just like, I can't believe that. I mean, we've received some large donations in the past, and those were amazing, and they've always come right when they need to, and they've always made such a difference. And this one is like 3 times as much, or at least 2 times as much as anything we've ever received before. We were, like 3 times, and we were like,
like,
oh my God,
absolutely amazing. And so, the email, all it said was, Dear Dave and Ann, we are SN1MD2BMST3K, a European collective that has followed your work. What we have attached is a submission for Volume 2 of Underground Theory. We know it is too late, but hope that the donation will help relieve you of some stress concerning your wife's midwife expenses, and that she will consequently feel more amicable about doing the extra work of incorporating our edition last minute. We would have sent this sooner, but we somehow missed the call for proposals in solidarity, the name of the collective. And so...
Yeah, which, by the way, normally we would not publish anyone who's anonymous, and also, especially not with such an outrageous name.
Also, we don't take bribes for pieces. You can't just slip us some money and say, publish my work. But this text, it's an intervention in the Architecture Scholae. It's on page 136 of this volume, and it is such a what's the words do I want to use? Like, thorough, thoughtful challenge / critique / engagement with Dave's work and theory. And we were just blown away at how, like, respectful and, what's the word? Yeah, how respectful and seriously the engagement and the critique came through in the piece.
Like, it's not just respectful. At points, it feels like they're just kind of complimenting me a lot, but... Actually, I felt seen, like, reading it. And when Anne was reading it to me while I was doing some work and she's reading it, I was like, oh, I feel like they're acknowledging things. And I just felt like, I was like, how do they know all this stuff? There's a lot of stuff that they knew that I was just like, how in the world do they know that unless they've listened to all of the live streams and watched all of the back end lectures and seminars? There's so many little, like, Easter eggs from across seminars and lectures, as well as stuff from the retreat that no one should be privy to unless they were at the retreat.
Yeah.
You know?
So a really just, like, fascinating engagement with kind of the school of thought coming from Theory Underground, or at least kind of Dave's thought and work in theory over the last 10 years of your life, really. And so we were honored to be able to include it, and very appreciative and grateful of the donation. Yeah.
And so you can obviously order up a copy for yourself. If you get it on Kindle, you can read it instantly. If you prefer a PDF version of it, you can always just Venmo or Revolut or PayPal us, and make sure to give us the email you want to receive the PDF at, and just send us, is it $10 or is it $12?
$10.
$10. And that's the recommended minimum donation. You can obviously give us more, and then we'll just give you the PDF if you prefer to do that instead of Kindle. But if you want the paperback version, then obviously you'll be doing that through Amazon. And if you want the Audible version, it's currently in the works.
And there will be an EPUB version available as well for people who have e-readers that are not Kindle. I was just having trouble exporting, and then I got sick. So we're back on the mend now, and hopefully and we're just excited about this book being out.
There's a lot of amazing pieces. There's a lot of amazing pieces. I already said some of the names, but like Dwayne Roussel, Elton L.K., Tony Chamas from One Dime, Samuel Loncar from the Becoming Human Project, as well as just so many other amazing people, including like Chad's roommate.
And
if you don't know about Chad's roommate, that is like core TU lore.
And Romulus. And Dr. Gus, the one who made it possible for us, Prophet of the 11th Toe. You're not going to find such diversity in any other anthology out there.
There's a bunch of goofy, weird, off-the-wall, experimental kinds of hyperstitional pieces, but there's also a bunch of like very serious pieces. Like I was saying, Elton's brings so many receipts. Like he's got more receipts than a busy restaurant, right? Like
For real, yeah.
yeah, and it's a fundamental challenge to a sort of dogmatic orthodox Marxist approach to class. Like that is what he is doing, and he's using the receipts from Marx actually to complicate the concept for those who have a very cataphatic approach to class. I have a bunch of pieces in here. I'm very excited for people to read them. One of my first publicized sort of theory fiction pieces is in there, which is called The Game Plan. The disagreement I had with Nick Land on time, energy, and value, as well as like, you know, the efficiency in capitalism, like that's in here. We've got like that original work by Slavoj Žižek on Can Artificial Intelligence Think? So thank you, Slavoj, for that. And really just thank you for everybody who's contributing here.
Really.
We've got really great pieces. And I think some of the best pieces are by names you will not recognize, but you will not forget them, because once you actually read the piece, you're going to want to reread it later on. And you're going to keep thinking with that author for the rest of your life.
Oh, yeah. So get your copy of Underground Theory Volume 2 now on everyone's favorite online shopping platform, Amazon.com.
The best.
Or Amazon. Whatever country you live in.
Oh yeah, I said the thing about Audible. The news as to who is reading it for Audible, as well as this piece by SN1MD2BMST3K, the Skole Kings or OTM Kings. Like that piece will be up, narrated by the narrator, whose name we're going to keep a secret for at least another couple days. So stay tuned. If you are excited to listen to that piece, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to ring the bell so you get the notifications when things get published. Make sure to like this so other people see it. And yeah, because it really does make a really big difference. And, you know, if you buy it off Amazon, make sure to leave a positive review.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Those really do help. And in the world of theory, people are very individualistic and cynical most of the time. It's a tendency that the more intellectual you are, the more misanthropic you become. And that's something to check against yourself, right? And so it's, you know, check yourself and instead pay it forward. Like it so someone else can read it too.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for supporting. And
Stay tuned.
stay tuned.
All right.
Cool.
Good job.
We cannot do direct revolution, but the only way to lay the foundation for it is to do what you are doing to move the underground. It's a theoretically correct title.
Welcome to Theory Underground, a place for workers with earbuds who are tired of letting others read and think on their behalf, slipstreaming our way into an understanding of a situation that short circuits the deadlocks of our moment.
I look how I look, and I'm pregnant, so.